Hi, my name is Miles O'Brien. I'm a student here at Trinity Christian College, and I chose to do my final project on Piaget. I felt like I was able to relate most of my childhood, and, learning classroom educational experience through that of which Piaget um, had influence on. When I was in eighth grade, I remember very distinctly my literature teacher. His name was Mr. Gath, and his teaching approach was that far different from any others. I felt like his emotional attachment to us truly helped us become the people that we are today. And a little bit about myself: I went to Simmons Middle School for elementary school, for middle school, and I graduated there in 2011. But of my entire time in middle school, I felt like his classroom setting was the most um, that I remembered of any other class. So that's why I chose his teaching style in particular. I felt that Mr. Gath's approach to teaching was that very similar to Piaget's, and according to Mooney, Piaget felt that the students learn more from construction and through experiences, and I strongly feel like this is something that Mr. Gath approached, and I'll tell you a little bit about how I feel along with that. He seemed like um, Piaget. He seemed like he wasn't really one to hold students' hands through experiences, from what I read on him. And Mr. Gaff, he definitely wasn't a teacher to do that either. He pushed me and my peers to um, new levels of knowledge that I didn't think that we'd be able to expand to. And he taught us how to do honest, hard work throughout my eighth grade year. Constant criticism by Mr. Gath was something that I had to grow accustomed to. He was a pretty stocky and short Irishman. He looked when he'd look at you, it seemed like he'd look right through you, but still be able to connect to your heart and through your experiences. And I felt like his class was the most challenging throughout middle school and even through some of my high school English classes. And this is because he taught us truly how to develop that sense of curiosity that Piaget also talked about. To this day, I still remember the 10-page research paper that Mr. Gath made us do on a single event in all of history. And when I was 12 to 13 years old, I never thought I'd be able to write 10 pages on the Battle of Midway, but Mr. Gath somehow pushed me to do that much research on the Battle of Midway. And according to Mooney, he says that Piaget strongly encouraged the importance of play time into like a child's schedule or activity, just to help explore curiosity and expand the mind and allow the child to question things of that nature. Mr. Gath followed similar patterns, except he strongly encouraged interactions through sports. Throughout middle school, I played football, and Mr. Gath, he's a huge Notre Dame fan, so I was able to connect with him on a level of sports. And this was one example of how I knew he truly cared. It was because he'd have no problem calling my parents if my grades weren't up to his par, up to his standard, and I'd have to take out one practice or here and there. And this truly showed me how much he genuinely cared. And during the beginning of Piaget's formal operation stage, I can say that he honestly helped me think more conceptually and hypothetically, which is something that Piaget also preaches or also emphasizes through his studies. And Mr. Gath also did this by posing questions and through real world events and throughout history.